Hello and welcome to my knitting podcast. My name is Jolanda and I'm coming to you from the east of the Netherlands as always. If you're new here, then you're very welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so very much for returning and being patient. So it's been a while since I recorded. I just needed some time off. A lot has happened because life, a lot happens. And I thought today would be a perfect day to do a recording. And you can also see the tail of my cat. Come on, come, come, come. Molly has been really ill, so I'm very glad she's here with us. So I did a lot of knitting as usual. The last time I spoke to you all, I was in the middle of many test knits. I finished them all. I started a few new ones, and yeah, suddenly we're in the middle of June and summer has started. It has been really warm here for a few days, above the 30 degrees Celsius, which is very uncomfortable for me. But I'm sure there are people who really enjoy it. So let's be happy for them then. Let's see what I have been up to. The first thing, I think I was knitting on it the last time I spoke to you, was the Spicula Tea by Victoria Chaplina. And the pattern is released already. So here is the tee. It's a top. I've been wearing it. So I made it out of, it is a bit crinkled, sorry. I made it out of a drop snort. And the total was, I needed size M, 235 grams. So a beautiful detail for the raglan. And the rest is just a really fun top. Since I knitted it in drop snort, I will probably not wear it as it is, but if you knit it out of a cotton or something, a linen, it will definitely be a tee. I'll just wear it as over a long sleeve t-shirt, or I'll put in some pictures here for you so you can see. I knitted this on size 3.5 millimeter needles, and I am a loose knitter, so usually I go up a needle size. So that is a pattern that I tested, and it is already on Ravelry. I will put what am I talking about down below. There will be a link to my Ravelry page where you can find the patterns, and then you get to the designer stage. You can find me on Ravelry and on Instagram as Jolanda Loves Yarn, as a Ko-fi account for this podcast, where you can buy me a cup of coffee, and that is also linked below. So the next thing, I probably was working on too. I'm not very sure. It was the Rosebud Top by Jie, and it is Red JK Designs. I knitted it in Drops Bell, and I used a total of 300 grams, and I knitted the size 4. So here it is. It's a little bit more cropped than on the project, as the project was intended, because I was running out of yarn, and it's probably because the bubbles and take up a little bit more, maybe, I don't know. I had 300 grams and I used it all up. It should be enough for something with a short sleeve, but like I said, it's probably the bubbles. So those are the rosebuds. It's very simple pattern. It's a yoked one. It fits very nicely. I'll put in some pictures here for you. So this pattern is also already released. I messed up here, the button. Somehow it's gaping. That was my error. The stitches did not turn out as they were in the pattern. I should have been more careful, but it's okay. Yes, very lovely summer pattern. Really like it. Yeah. So that was the rosebud top. Then another test knit, and that was very interesting and nice pattern. It uses two colors. You can use contrasting colors. I had some cotton and wool blend. I dyed years and years and years ago. I had 4 skeins or 3 skeins, but I thought they went very well together for a low contrast, and this is how it turns out. This is the back because it has short rows. I see it now. I've been wearing this. It's really, really lovely. And with the cotton, it feels nice. It sits nice. It's not overly hot. So this is the Peony Lace Tee by Yellow Blue Designs. And it is knitted on 3.25 millimeters, so it was a tight gauge. It had a lovely, the ribbing is all twisted rib. So originally the bottom hem needed to be in the darker color, but I only used 1 skein of that, and I just did not want to start a new skein just for the bottom ribbing, so I just did that in a lighter color. I don't think it makes any difference. I use a total of 300 grams, 1240 meters. The Peony Lace Tee. Really, really nice pattern, very easy to memorize, and yeah, wonderful. We're not there. So last time I showed you the pattern I was knitting for Johanna. We once knitted. She is a very well-known designer. The pattern is called Cream and Cocoa. It is not released yet because there was a very long testing period, which was very nice. But since it became warmer, I thought let's speed it up because we don't want to sit with a lot of wool in our laps when it's so warm. So this one I tested it for my son. She was very nice. She was happy to see how the fit was on a man, and the fit was really good on a man too. She said you should design men and women have different proportions and yeah, dimensions, whatever. And she said this really turned out well, and it is because probably a raglan is a little bit more forgiving. So I used a total of 500 grams for size M1, needle size 4 millimeter, and this is how it turned out. So this is a very basic raglan. The raglan increases are not basic. Let me see. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I can't even see it myself. Wait. So there are yarn overs, but different than we used to with big holes. These are just little yarn overs. Not sure. I don't think you can see it. But I used 2 colors, and they turn out a bit brighter on the screen. I have some pictures of my son wearing it. He's happy with it, but it was way too warm. The short rows were done really, really nicely, and it was so well written that in the front you can see it is way lower if you look at the color. And yeah, it's long, and my son is long and tall. The sleeves are a bit too long. He tried it on. It looked like I needed to add another stripe. It could have done with 1 stripe less. I might undo that, but in the end, if it is really cold, it is also very nice to pull the sleeves just over your hands. He is the one who is sleeping and living most of the time in the attic, which means in the summer very hot, in the winter very cold. So we will see what he thinks about it. He said it is not bothering him because the cuffs are definitely holding up the sleeves so they don't slide over his hands if he doesn't want to. So yes, that is the Cream and Cocoa by Johanna, and it will be released later on in summer maybe. She waits until fall, I'm not sure. Another test knit is the Farrow sweater by Jie, and she is Red JK Designs. She designed this pattern for Hobbii, so it will be a free pattern. I'm sorry for the dog barking. The window is open and people outside are making all kinds of noises. So I'm sorry, we have to do with this. Otherwise I'm gonna burn here. It's just too hot. So the Farrow sweater, and she designed it for Hobbii. It will be released in fall, winter, at least if you're where I am, and you're not in winter right now, so we're having summer. It is knitted out of a fingering weight with a lace weight held double. I used the drop snort with a very thin mohair blend, just a cheap mohair. At a total I used 460 grams and I used 4.5 millimeter needle. And it is a drop shoulder. So the front has the cable stitches. The back does not have that. See? The sleeves have a beautiful pattern on the top of the sleeves, just around your arm. It has side slits. The back is a little bit longer than the front. Very long cuffs. Also, I made the sleeves maybe a little bit too long, but I actually really like that. And yeah, I finished it while it was already way too long, warm, and way too uncomfortable to wear it. So I guess this will be very, very nice for fall and winter. So that will be a free pattern on the Hobbii website. Yes, so it's something you can look forward to because it is a really, really beautiful pattern. It took a little bit of concentration because, of course, charts knit in the round and flat are a little bit different to read, but nothing too overly complicated. I would not call it an easy pattern, but also not really, really hard because you can memorize it at some point. So that is really nice. Yes, let me show it again. The Farrow sweater. See? Beautiful, right? Yeah, I love it. Oh, the pile is getting big. Oh, Molly really wants attention. She is warm and it is warm. Oh, let's see. Hey. All right, at the last finished object and the last test knit, and that's the one I'm wearing right now. It is knit for a Dutch designer. She is called Mirjam Molenbeek. She has a knitting school online. You can follow courses there, short ones, long ones, about sock knitting, shawl knitting. If you're Dutch, she teaches you how to read English patterns. She writes also the English patterns. Her pattern will be released this month, the 17th, if I remember correctly. It is the Easy Now shawl. Originally, it's a fingering weight with a lace or a DK weight shawl. I used my drop snort and it would have given me a more open gauge, which it did. So this is really, really beautiful. And it is so nice when it is blocked. So it is a nice and big shawl. It turned out bigger than hers, but that is also the yarn. This has alpaca and it is very stretchy. Um, it is not very important, as she said, but if your shawl is bigger, then it obviously takes up more yarn. So I used a 4.5 millimeter. I knitted it in 9 days and the total was 260 grams. So it has a picot bind off. And it is a very easy shawl, but it was so addictive because you have the stripes and that is easy lace and garter stitch, and that makes it really squishy, and look how drapey it is. So I only used one strand of the drop snort, and I can only imagine I will love wearing this in the winter. You can wear it like I just did over the shoulder, or you wrap it around. I took a few pictures. I'll put some in here because this is now way too warm. But it is really beautiful and really lovely. So Mirjam Molenbeek, will link her down below, and check out her knitting school if you're interested in that. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. I think I forgot to write down what I'm working on. I am currently doing one test knit. It is by AtelierEmilie. She's a French designer. It is a sleeveless top. It's my needle stopper. One disappeared. So it is quite an easy pattern. I knit it out of Drops Bell. It has a nice detail in the front. There will be buttons on here to mimic a fake button band. And it will be sleeveless top, and around the armholes, the neckline and the bottom hem there will be a crocheted etching, which I always love, just the simple scallops. But yes, I think this will be really nice. So a top, it can have some negative ease, which make it a bit more fitted, and I will definitely do that because I'm kind of flat-chested and I don't want it to gape as soon as I bend over. So I thought I chose a few centimeters of negative ease. We will see how it works out. It will not be a very long one, but it's also not very cropped, so somewhere in the middle. I have two more patterns that I am working on. Let me see if I can find what it is called, otherwise it's a bit weird. I forgot to write that down. Oh, yeah. Probably somewhere. Yes, the Wild Roses by Knitting for Breakfast. That is the pattern I'm working on. And it is from Holst Garn. And this is the tight maroon color. It is wool and silk. So originally the Wild Roses is knitted in more than one color. It is sort of stripes. It's not really stripes, but more color blocks. I tried it before. That just looks not good on me. It's just cutting me in half. It makes me really wide and short, which looks just really weird. So I learned from that. So I will just knit it in one color, and it has a really nice neckline. So this definitely needs to be blocked. There is textured stitches here. And then we get into the lace, which I am now. I finished the lace. It's hard to see. It's all bunched up. So easy lace. Then there's stockinette stitch, and on the bottom there will be lace again. It's very lightweight. It is really. I never used this yarn before, so I'm very curious to see how this will hold up. Yeah, really nice. So this is the Wild Roses by Knitting for Breakfast. I really like her patterns. They are, she uses very simple stitches, but the result is always really stunning. So then there is a pattern I have been working on a little bit, but it is mohair with wool held double, and I already finished a big part of it. I needed to do the sleeves. I picked up the sleeves. I used my tablet, and halfway the tablet cannot no longer log in. I think the screen just died. It is showing, but whatever I try to put in the numbers, the screen lock, it just doesn't recognize it. So now I have to figure out where I am, because my charts are either on my phone or my tablet, but I revived the tablet. I thought it was so nice and big, but well, it was old, it died. So what am I saying? This is the Symbiose by Tricot Design MCL. And I finished the whole body. It is a knitted on button bands, really beautiful. See, and the sleeves have a lace pattern. So that is kind of the thing I have to figure out, where I am at the lace. So, but and again, this is already at the stage where we only need sleeves. And this is just so warm. But I did a little bit work on it, and I wanted to show you that I did. So yes, I am cutting down on the test knits at the moment. I had 3 going at one point, and then it becomes a job, and that is not really what I wanted. But sometimes when I'm stressed, I am really forcefully knitting, like trying to get it out of my system. And yeah, then at some point you just have to slow down, because then it becomes too crazy. So yeah, only one test knit. I want to finish a few of the projects I still have, but most of them are like the woolen scarf, the Quinty scarf, and it is still there. My son asked another vest where he can cover his hands with a thumb hole. I already separated all the um, my handspun for it. This is a big bag here. It will be a long vest, just in open front. I took out all the greens and blues. I thought would be very nice, and he just wears it as an yeah, as a layering piece when it is winter in his room. He really likes it. Sometimes he sleeps in it when it's too cold. That is my oldest son, Michael. So the one I made for him was the teapot cardigan, and it is getting really thin at his elbows, and that's probably because he is behind the computer and moving the arm with the using the mouse. So it became really thin. It was echt holding on by one little thread. So I mended it for him, and I said I will make you another one. So you have two. And I had no idea if he would wear it that much, but yeah, he really likes it. So I hope you will like this one too. And yeah, looking around, what else have I been up to? Well, not that much actually. Well, it was a lot, but except from the knitting, no, not that much actually. No. So as I said in the beginning, my cat has been really ill. I have been to the emergency vet in the middle of the night. There were many other appointments. She was not doing well. She's on medication now. It is going better. I have real anxiety issues. Yeah, about many things, normal things in life. But if you have been through all kinds of stuff, it is like the bucket is full and it just keeps pouring over. So panic attacks and a lot of crying. I thought I really needed to take some time for myself. I think I'm doing better at the moment. I'm enjoying the feeling of not constantly being overthinking everything. So yeah, when I'm in a bad state, I cannot drive the car, and you get real isolated. That's just a spiral down. But yeah, a very dear person, very dear to my heart, is became very sick. He needed a lung transplant just in a very short period of time. It went from okay to very bad. So he's very far away. I can't get there. So that is also giving me a lot of worries, of course. And but okay, that there are just always things that happened. You have to need to deal with it, learn to deal with it. And I never learned that. I always pushed it away. If that is not working, you have to really, yeah, face it, deal with it. I have therapy, so yeah, it is work. It will always be work, because if you, I always feel like if you once um, broke the threshold of, um, the panic attacks and that kind of stuff, you never fully get rid of it. It will always be a weak spot. Let's just say it like that. It's not like you're constantly suffering, but you have to be really aware of your mental health. I know many people have that, and it affects my physical health as well. So yeah, I have to be cautious, and sometimes you can manage it. Sometimes there's just too much coming, and then I just needed to take a break. I'm sure many of you can understand that. So yeah, but yesterday I just reorganized everything. I just wrote everything down, what I wanted to talk about, what I wanted to show you. I have been watching podcasts because I really like that. I like to follow what they did every week, and it's just very enjoyable. So I hope you enjoyed me babbling about whatever I made in the cup the last 2 months. It was really 2 months. And I will keep on knitting. I hope you will do the same. And I see you soon. Bye bye.